Okay, merry meet, my friends. I'm Kevin. I'll be your service associate today. We got a few announcements that we want to take care of. But before that, the last time that I was up here, we talked about the benefits of laughter. So I'd like to try to improve your physical and mental well-being before we start. So a rabbit, a minstrel, and a Prius walk into a barn. The bartender says, "What an unusual group we have here. How'd you guys get together?" So the rabbit looks up in the mirror and he says, "Oh gee, oy vey, somebody must have turned on the autocorrect." So the library and church office hours will be open from 10 to 1 Monday through Friday. The library, 1 to 3, Tuesday and Thursday. Our August minister hours, Reverend Rod will be in the office on Tuesday through Friday from 10 to 1 p.m. And we have a wonderful potluck dinner down the hall to welcome Reverend Rod today. Please join us after service. Everybody's invited to share in this time of fellowship and food. So even if you didn't bring anything, come on down and enjoy a good time with us there. The Women's Spiritual Retreat is coming up. We've been talking about this for some time. The early bird registration is passed, but you can still register up until September 1st. If couples want to go, I'm going up. We're taking the RV up. They have RV spots there, so I'll be hanging out in the parking lot having a little party while the women do their secret stuff into the retreat. But the spots are reasonable up there, just $35 a night with electric hookups and everything if you want to take an RV up and join me in the parking lot for a little party. The adult education sign-ups are out here in the lobby. Their deadline is coming up soon. A lot of nice classes, some are free, some charge. You can see all that information on the table in the lobby as you exit. So good morning and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Las Cruces. We welcome those of you who are in our sanctuary this morning, especially the children, and those of you who are visiting via streaming technology. Our service leader is Reverend Rod Thompson. Our director of music is Catherine Massey. She is joined by the UUCLC choir, and we also have some guest musicians with us today. Doug Devlin, Peggy's wonderful son, is joining us on the piano. Mark Sir Connor track and J.D. Schultz will be on guitar, and Reverend Rod will be entertaining us with his famous wash tub bass. Assisting us today are Elwin Nunn on camera, Claire Wallace on audio, and our tech wizard, Mike Yazko. You've already been met by our greeters today. They're Diane Lee, Jean Gilbert, and Lisa Peterson. Hospitality is offered today by the Multicultural Awareness Group and everyone that brought contributions to our potluck dinner. We're all delighted to be with you today. Oh, oops. Sorry.
Good morning. I'm Catherine Massey, Director of Music. This is a day of introduction, so even for those who may already know me, I'm Director of Music. I have been Director of Music for 25 years here. And I'll be keeping that introduction brief because we're going to celebrate next month that, so tune in later. But my spouse and I'm looking for her. Where is Tammy? She's tending to things. She's around. But my partner and I joined this congregation in 1998. And then I waited just a few months before I took on the responsibility of being in charge of the music. So it's been wonderful being here. And to help introduce our gathering song, which has a little twist on it, I am going to ask Reverend Rod to come.
With apologies to the woman who wrote this song, I think the words are backwards. She wants to enter, rejoice, and then come in, which means you got to go back out and come back in. So I have changed the words and invite you to sing them, and they will be on the screen the way I want them. Enter, come in, and then rejoice. Okay? Does that work?
That works fine.
Okay.
Or sing whichever way you like.
Yeah, if you want to sing it the original way, it makes a nice jazz.
So I invite you to rise in body or spirit as we sing Enter, Come In, and Rejoice.
Maestro, if you would.
Oh, sorry, I got a little ahead of things with my words of welcome. Skipped right over that first song. Anyway, we all know that on Sunday morning, the only people that call us are children, grandkids, and televangelists. They're all after our money. So let's all save a little money and go ahead and turn our ringers off for the duration of the service, please. Okay, Unitarian Universalism has no creed or dogma. We are a covenant-based church, meaning we agree to live in relationship with each other according to the Unitarian Universalist principles and our congregation's covenant of right relations. We embrace diversity in all its forms. Everyone is welcome. You can learn more about our church at our website, uuchurchlc.org. So if you're visiting us today, we'd like to meet you. If you're in the sanctuary, please rise in body and spirit and introduce yourself by telling us your name and where you're from. Please wait till I bring the mic to you. So do we have any visitors in the sanctuary this morning? All right, welcome.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Doug Devlin, my wonderful child bride, Sammy Devlin, and we come to you by way of Nashville, Tennessee. Delighted to see all of you.
Thank you, Doug.
Hi, I'm Sammy Devlin, and my husband, Doug. He and I came in last night from Nashville, Tennessee. Thank you. Just having fun here.
Glad you could join us.
Hi, I'm Shirley Benson, and originally from Oklahoma, but have lived here for 42 years, and longtime friends of the Devlins.
Hi, I'm Kathy Glatz, visiting from the First Unitarian Society of Denver for Jan Thompson's 80th birthday.
Yay. Okay, ladies, if you're standing, you must be new.
Good morning. My name is Lee Mares, and I'm from the UU Church in Reno, Nevada.
Did I miss anybody? We're all here? Great, thank you. Okay, thank you very much. We're pleased that you've joined us today for our service. Please fill out a visitor's card back in the lobby so we can invite you to other services and activities at the church. Our YouTube visitors can leave an email in the YouTube comment section. So if you're a shy visitor but are curious about our church, please fill out a visitor's card in the lobby. We hope that everyone will join us after the service for the potluck dinner we talked about, with coffee, conversation in the RV building down the breezeway. And we got a lot of people here today, so we would like give a little space for those people that have assistive devices and their companions. Let them be first in line for service down there at the potluck, and because it just makes things a little easier for them.
As we gather here this morning, may we reach out and connect with each other, with our eyes seeing friends old and new, with our ears listening to each other, with our hands touching, holding, hugging each other, with our souls recognizing our interconnections and our inherent interconnections with each other and with all of life. This is the nature and the purpose of our worship here together today. Welcome to this celebration of light. You talk, I lead.
Teamwork. Yeah. Okay, we're going to do our chalice lighting now. We gather now in the light and warmth of this flame, the flame of truth and freedom, the flame of hope and wonder, the flame of love for others. May we live to keep the flame alive in us and in others. We gather this hour as people of faith, with joys, sorrows, gifts, and needs. And now, if you will please rise in body or spirit and join me in saying our church's affirmation of covenant. And we'll be singing the doxology in English and Spanish. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest of truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve others in community, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with creation. Thus we do covenant with one another.
What's next? Oh, Kelly.
house.
Hi, Kelly.
Good morning, church. All right, introductions. Today I'll be sharing introduction steps for children, or kids, or anybody really. Personally, I can be pretty awful at remembering names. Faces, I'm pretty good at, unless there happens to be a pandemic and everyone is wearing masks. These steps aim to focus on the importance of teaching youth how to introduce themselves to others, setting the path for good social skills and positive relationships. Please feel free to practice these steps with me. Step 1, sit or stand up as straight as you are able. Step 2, smile. Step 3, introduce yourself, followed by asking them their name. Hello, I'm Kelly. What is your name? Step 4, repeat their name back to them while asking a question. Nice to meet you, congregation. What is your favorite cause to participate in? Yeah, that's okay. Step 5, listen and respond. Wonderful. That's outstanding. Thank you. And lastly, step 6, offer a friendly invite. Would you all like to join me in a potluck later this afternoon? Oh, yes. And there you have it, steps for introducing yourself. Oh, well, a little bit. With that, I would like to introduce you to our child care staff members who are in the RE building right now and cannot be with us. This is Gina. Hi, Gina. This month, Gina will be celebrating 1 year with us at UUCLC. Gina enjoys taking care of our littles and spending time in the classrooms with our older youth. She always greets everyone with a warm smile and a big hug. Gina works 2 jobs and is a devoted mom to her human and fur babies. Kaylee, pictured here with her younger brother, is a recent graduate of Arrowhead High School. She comes with an associate from NMSU. She is very active in the community, which is one of the reasons she applied to work here at UUCLC. She just completed a summer internship. Just started fall semester in NMSU, and she also almost seems to have more fun making the crafts than our toddlers do. We are lucky to have both of them. And now my introductions. As most of you know, I am Kelly Ingram, your Director of Religious Education. I have been a mom for 27 years to 4 amazing, talented, funny, caring human beings. I have been married for 25 years to my favorite person, although I've never taken his last name. And I have been working with young people for more than half of my life. I don't think it's hard to see how much I love all of them. And some of them love me back. Something you may not know about me is my love for camping. And not glamping, although to each their own, whatever gets you out there. Few things in this world make me happier than sleeping under the stars, in the bed of my hubby's truck, sitting around a campfire, eating anything that is barbecued, while listening to the noises of my lake and my family and my dogs. I have shown up to work here many Sundays, having come straight from the lake. When I'm camping,
I don't have to put time aside for self-care or to finish a book or to take a walk. I have all the time in the world to do it all, surrounded by trees and sunshine and my favorite people. No Wi-Fi, no emails, no doorbells, no phone calls, just nature. And it brings me tremendous joy. Thank you.
Our opening hymn is number 346, Come Sing a Song With Me. And I thought of it this week for one, because it is just a good song for us to sing together on this introduction day. And also with Gail Trantham and Jack Welch and their family in mind. It has special significance for them. So I invite you all to rise and body your spirit as we sing this together. And Mike, I didn't tell you, but this is a cappella. So. That's the problem. I need a pitch though. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. We can wish, come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time.
One of the ways that we express our care for one another is through the sharing of joys and sorrows. Another way to do this is by lighting candles and silently saying to ourselves the joy, sorrow, or concern that we feel. I would like to draw special attention to the survivors of the destructive fires on Maui and all the people in California, Arizona, and my former home of Las Vegas, Nevada, that are or soon will be experiencing record-setting rain and winds from the remnants of Hurricane Hillary. So as the music plays, please come up and light a candle to express your joy or your concern.
introductions are not just of me today. I felt it was important that we also introduce all of our paid staff. You see Kelly most every Sunday. You certainly see Catherine every Sunday. You may not see the rest of the folks, some of them behind you. So I'm going to ask our administrator to come up and introduce herself as well as some of the people. You want to do it here, there? Okay, wherever you want to do it.
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is have Carol come up, because Carol has a gift to present to our newest staff member, Reverend Rod. Carol, are you here? Oh, good. I didn't see you. All right, so I'm going to let you do the presentation. That's why they never give me any. This is how you pound a minister.
When I was in Arkansas, I was a member of the Hot Springs, Arkansas UU Church for about 12 years, and I learned some Southern traditions, and one of them is pounding the new minister. And of course, I thought at first, the poor guy. But what it meant in the olden days was when the minister moved to town, they would present the minister with certain gifts like a pound of venison, a pound of fresh beef, some eggs from their chicken, some flour freshly milled at the mill. We figured probably Reverend Rod doesn't need all of this. So instead, we decided to pound him with gifts from New Mexico to welcome you to New Mexico. And so this is a box full of goodies for you.
Oh boy.
Welcome to New Mexico.
I said that there.
Catherine's chair.
Oh, Catherine, is it like your parking spot? I'll take it with me when I go. All right, and the other thing I wanted to do to recognize someone this morning is someone who was very integral to the staff after our targeted ministers left. John Seeley, if you could come up, took over the role of meeting with the staff weekly, and he was an inspiration and a joy and just a blessing to all of us. And John, on behalf of the staff, we wanted to just let you know we love you.
Thank you.
Thank you for all your love and support. The board is lucky to have John, and since I didn't get to bake you a chocolate cake, there's a little chocolate in there for you. Okay, I'm Sherry Kofelt, and most of you probably say, oh, I'm so glad to see a face with that person that sends me all those emails. Sorry. It's usually right after I send out an email to the entire congregation, someone else calls me and says, oh, and you need to tell them this. So I'm sorry, when you get more than one in a day, that's what's happened, because usually I try to limit. I try to do less than 3 a week if I can, but you know, that doesn't seem to work, does it? Anyway, I have been the church administrator here at the Unitarian Church for almost I'm going on my 5th year. I just finished 4. And I was hired, yes, thank you. It's been my joy and my honor most days to be your administrator. There have been days after we've had a break-in that I've been a little bit annoyed, but anyway. And I'm only here because I did an interview. This was my practice interview. I was leaving 20 plus years at the university, and I was going to retire from the university. So I saw that you had an opening, and I responded to Reverend Kalani's invitation to meet, and I thought, well, I'm not really going to take the job. This will just be, you always need a brush-up interview before you actually really interview. So this was my brush-up interview. When I finish this, the Lutheran Church wants me, so just to let you know, because that was the job I was going to go to next, and they called me 3 weeks after I'd started here, but it was a little too late. So anyway. I've been married. They said to say something people don't know. People already know this probably. I've been married for 43 years. And I don't know if he has a picture of my children, but I sent Mike a picture of my children because my children have fur. Nope. So most of you during COVID met Jack, right? Because not a day went by that Jack wasn't in the office with me. And even for when we started coming back to the office, Jack came as my protection and just my camaraderie. And then I got a little dog that I thought would help with Jack's anxiety and busyness of always trying to herd things because he's a border collie. And I got Fritz, which I found that Fritz is just, he can take on Jack, but he doesn't wear him out. So there is no hope for me in that. So anyway, so I have 2 children. I just want to tell you, thank you for the opportunity to serve you. It has been my greatest joy to work with you, and I love all of you, and I've stayed. I know the pandemic was tough on all of us, but I stayed so that I could help ease the transition of this horrible time we've been through as a nation and as a community, and I'm glad to see Reverend Rod is here. No one is happier than I am. That's what I say. And then he says he's happier, and I'm like, I don't know what Ohio was like, but it must be really bad in the winter. Anyway. I'm from North Dakota, so there you go. How can Ohio be so bad, right? Okay, so then I want to introduce some of our staff that you see their work, but you don't always see them. And the first person I'm going to introduce is Brandon Hedingat. He is our sexton, which I had to look that up. Brandon, I know you're here. Stand up. There you are, in the very back. Brandon, thank you. Brandon has been here almost 4 years, and he graduated from NMSU as he was working here. Brandon, you want to stand up and say hi to everybody? They handed you a microphone. You might as well.
Hi, everyone. Started here about 5 years ago, and I've enjoyed cleaning the church since, so if you see me, just say hi.
Thank you, Brandon, for keeping us clean and tidy and supplied with toilet paper and paper towels and soap and all those little good things. The other person that we see here on campus, and most of you, if you come on campus during the week, you may run into Lorenzo. And Lorenzo Lujan has been at the university, on campus, like makes me say university, has been here longer than everyone except Catherine. So Lorenzo, you were hired before me. Stand up and greet us. And Lorenzo, have your fiance stand up, Jennifer. They're going to be married in this church in October.
Hello, it's nice to meet everybody.
Oh, well, he doesn't talk a lot. I see Lorenzo all over town because he wears that big hat. Evidently, it's the union for caregivers that do grounds work because they all have that hat on. So anyway, he also has a nursery in his spare time, and he also does landscaping. Raise your hand if Lorenzo does landscaping for you at your house. Okay, let me let you know. He's a very good landscaper, and he's done mine. I know he does several people in the congregation. And that's all I have on mine, so I'm done introducing everybody. But now you know the names and faces of the people that actually work here. And we are blessed to have this job and to work with you. And if we can be of assistance, or if you need something or you see something, call the office. I'm happy to help you anytime.
We do have a couple more up here.
We do.
That you don't hurt yourself looking back there, but I think we're going to have some pictures that you can see, but not live because Elwin can't really do that.
Oh, he could. Yeah, hi, I'm Mike Yatsko. I handle our live streaming, social media, and stuff like that. One thing you might not know about me is that if I look at you like you're completely insane, it wasn't you, it was whatever the person who said before you came up to me said. So, but I'm a multi-instrumentalist. I'm a live performer. I was a professional gamer and a professional streamer before I came over here. And I just, I like the paycheck to be steady. In the world of being an entertainer and a streamer and stuff like that, some weeks you might make, $200. Some weeks you might make minus $18. So, you know, it's nice to be able to work for such a lovely congregation full of people and get to express my creativity through the presentations that we make and the things that we do throughout the week. I'll go ahead and turn it over here to Claire.
Hi, my name is Claire Neil Wallace. Actually, you forgot one of my last names, but yeah, I've been coming to this church for, well, they forgot it on the OSS too. I've been coming to this church since I was very little, like 6 or 7 years old. Before that, I was going to the UU church up in Albuquerque, and I actually realized when it was mentioned by Kelly earlier that I also this month or like this week am celebrating my 1 year being here, helping, doing all the audio work and picking up the slack for helping out Mike. And yeah, something you might not know about me, during the week I work as a auto mechanic. Yeah, it's not that interesting.
Hello, I'm Elwin. You've probably seen me around here a while. I've been here since '72. I'm a physicist, actually, or I was one. Actually, I got called up to be one again. I spent 57 years at White Sands Missile Range, and now they want me back again. So. Anyway, if you want a radar designed, I'm your guy.
I guess you've met everybody else, so it must be my turn. So who is Rev Rod? Oh, yes. Now you can sit down again. As most of you know, I was here as your interim minister for 2 years, back in 2010 to 2012. A lot has happened to both the church and me since then, so I thought it would be good to introduce myself to those who weren't here then and reintroduce myself to those who were. For those of you on YouTube, I'm a short, almost bald, overweight, old guy from Northern European ancestry. I'm wearing a white guayavera. I don't know if this is brown or red. Anyway, stripes. I was first introduced to guayaveras in the Canal Zone of Panama back in 1968 to 72 when I served a church down there. In terms of my role, I am proud to be the half-time contract minister of this congregation. By contract, we have designed my service with you in a somewhat complicated but pretty straightforward half-time configuration. I'm on half the month and I'm off half the month. This is the beginning of my on month, half month. Of course, on those off months, I will be available for pastoral care. I'll be working with the caring committee, the leadership development folks, the board, and others in this shared ministry. I retired from active ministry at the end of 2014, so I am unretiring to be your minister. Okay, that's part of who I am, but who is Reverend Rod really? Well, I have decided to try to answer that question with some key words. Keep an eye on the clock for me, so poke me if it takes too long. Anyway, 3 years ago, my wife Mary died, so I am a widower, unless widow is now both genders. Anyway, we were married for 40 years. I have her picture here. Those of you who were here 10 years ago, you know she was the musician in the family. I guess I'll put it that way. Since she died, one characteristic of me is lonely. I've been lonely for those 3 years, and actually somewhat before that, because she was in a memory care unit for 9 months before COVID got her. Probably because of all of that, I cry easily. And part of that is my guilty pleasure. Hallmark movies. I know it's the same movie over and over again. Different characters, different scenario. I don't know when they're going to run out of either. But anyway, but it always ends with a kiss. And then I cry. I also cry with cozy mysteries. I gave up the blood and gore and mysteries a long time ago, even though I still read Agatha Christie and Conan Doyle. But these are my go-to reading these days. And just Friday, I rewatched one of my favorite movies. Because I'm a folk musician, The Mighty Wind. What I realized is that, these are all actors playing folk musicians, but they all learned to play an instrument. If they weren't singers, they learned how to sing in harmony for the movie. Wow, so I cried at the end of it too. If you haven't figured it out yet, I'm a hugaholic. And that's, sort of your choice. I'm not going to hug you if you don't want me to, but I like it. I'm an introvert, except on Sundays. When I go home, the cats are very nice, sometimes cuddle, but not very good at conversation, even though I talk to them a lot. So I got some of their cat toys here just to remind me of their presence. I had 3 cats. I gave one away because no apartments will take more than 2 cats. But the cat that I gave away to a fellow musician in our area had lost her cat. And so I gave Emma, who came to us as an only cat because we decided not to take the other 2 when we went to Greenville, North Carolina. We thought, oh, we don't need a cat. 2 weeks later, we had Emma. Anyway, so now Emma is back being an only cat because the other 2 never really liked her. So, for the last 9 years, I have been coaching my alma mater swimming team. And this is a picture of one of the teams. Since I'm always using a clipboard, they decided I should have a personalized clipboard. So they gave me a clipboard. That was fun. Swimming has changed a lot since I swam back in the early 60s. Theologically, I am a religious humanist, if that makes any sense. But I sometimes identify myself as a Jesusian, a follower of the religion of Jesus, not the religion about Jesus, if that makes any sense. One thing I should warn you about, for 15 years I worked in radio. I was a salesman, so I guess I'm still doing some of that. But I was also a sports play-by-play announcer, doing football, basketball. I did swimming at one point, which was kind of strange. Anyway, when you're an announcer doing a football game, for instance, since this is football season, you keep your brain out of what you're doing. What the eyes see, the mouth has to say immediately on radio. On TV, they don't have to do that because you're watching it. But I'm trying to describe what's going on. And sometimes that gets me in trouble. Because I sometimes see and say before think. So if that happens, oops, sorry, Mary. Well, there we go. So if that happens, just warn me and tell me to shut up. I have encouraged everybody and will continue to encourage everybody to wear a name tag. That's mostly because I have a very bad memory for names. Faces, more or less, but it's the names that always get me. Even I was here for 2 years, I still needed name tags. So, you're warned. Something else to warn you about, if you want to tell me something or set a date for an appointment or something, write it down on Sundays. One of my mentors always said that ministry is a life of being pursued by Sundays. So if you want me to remember it, either you write it down or have me write it down, which is why I always have note cards in my pocket and a pen. I guess the other thing that I'm notorious for is the washtub bass. And it really is an instrument. It's the only way that I can sing, as Catherine will attest. Mary was the singer, I was not. But I can sing with it. The other thing is, for any music, but especially when I'm playing, I'm not looking at you. I don't want my whatever it is that I know how to do with this thing interfered with by looking at such wonderful faces. So I tend to look down, and not that I need to do that, but anyway. I think that is probably enough of an introduction to me. What are we doing next? Oh. Discovered I bumped my elbow. No. All right. I guess I'll go sit down.
The operation and outreach of our church needs your input and your contributions. This is the perfect time to think about what you can give back. In a moment, the greeters will pass among you with the offering baskets. Now remember that money that you saved with your phone? This is a good time to think about what you've saved, and please give generously. Before you do that, I should remind you that the support organizations identified by the Social Justice Committee with our Change for Change program. This quarter's recipient for our Change for Change donations is the Children's Reading Alliance. It is a bilingual parent support program created 10 years ago specifically for Dona Ana County parents and caregivers of children 3 to 6. Our donations to the Change for Change will primarily be used to purchase books and support their efforts to get them into the hands of families right here in Dona Ana County. You can give to them by literally putting your change in the basket or by writing Change for Change on the note line of your check. So please give generously.
Thank you so much, Doug. That was beautiful. I'm so happy to be here to get to hear you play this time. Our closing hymn is Gracias por el amor, which is in our Spanish hymnal, which the choir has on page 3, but the words will be on the monitors. So I invite you to rise and body your spirit as we sing together.
But I'm going to continue to put you to work because I would like you to repeat these phrases after me. It is good. It is good to be. It is good to be here. It is good to be here together. It is good to be here together now. So be it, blessed be, and amen. I'm going to go over here.
Okay, please join me while we extinguish the flame. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Postlude. When I was minister here back before, a group of us would regularly go down to the farmer's market and sing and play and collect money for Paso de Peregrinos. Many of them are here today, augmented by the choir. This song, Keep on the Sunny Side, was an anthem, or our song, Mary and I, as we went around to the various churches as I was being an interim minister. We always began with this song, and at least in the first service, and then we ended with it as well. We also have 2/3 of East Mesa up here. I thought we were going to have the third, but I don't see him here. Anyway, the song Keep on the Sunny Side, of course, originated with the original Carter family. A.P. Carter is credited with it, but of course he picked it up from somebody else and gets credit for it. But anyway, with the wonderful addition of Doug on piano, we are going to, and you please join, I think the chorus is going to be on the screen. It is already on the, oh, there it is, okay. So you're welcome to join in on whatever you know, but certainly on the chorus. Maestro, please.
The
As they said on Hee Haw, we're done now.